Got to point out, AHaHaCiK had a really good Earth game.
He was popping off on Qiyana.
So, you know, he's warmed up. But, you know, Clid, obviously an amazing player, and this is going to be a fun one. More Gragas. This time it's Clid running this one. Same Summoner, same Keystone as well. More Comet.
Interesting to see the bans here. Sometimes the bans are going to be serious, sometimes they're just going to be jokey, but going for the Gragas and banning out the Lee Sin, so kind of those two displacement champions that I did talk about. Obviously, we never got to the Ring of Fire. And Barrier Ignite on Renekton, if he can get on top of Gragas, that is going to be a pretty powerful potential all-in there from an AHaHaCiK. I also do believe that Spear of Shojin is still in this map mode. So I'm pretty sure that you can actually go for that. And if you want to rush towards that, you can complete a Shojin on Renekton for that potential Ring of Fire. But I'm hoping we're going to continue to see these high-action games and players not just waiting it out for the Ring of Fire.
Definitely seems likely based on how this is going so far. Do you want to point out, Conquer is actually better in this than in like the old Season 7's Rift, right? Conquer changes basically, it is better against non-tanks and weaker against actual tanks. No one's going to have 100 armor in this mode basically ever, so it is an overall stronger Keystone.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. For this one seems like it kind of has to be about poking him down for Clid or some sort of outplay where you're ultimate in the turret and a straight up just kind of ram your heads against each other. I don't think that Renekton should ever really lose that, but you know, he is getting poked down pretty heavily, and Clid is playing this out very, very well.
Yeah, has enough of a mana pool left right now. Double Doran's Ring, plus I guess the Cloth Armor actually meaning quite a lot.
Yeah, Fairy Charm helping ramp up that, and you have the bonus mana regen on this map mode. So you know, he is going to be able to kind of hang around that low mana a lot more than you would be able to on SR.
Yeah, and he's doing a really good job most times of actually landing the body slam sort of mid-dash, since there's never the easiest stun follow-up. A little bit ago we did see one come through for AHaHaCiK, but yeah, overall they're pushing back and forth. Farm lead is slightly with Renekton. They're both getting the health relics, and it looks like Clid's not going to try to grab that one, so they're going to get those trades. And then again, that key right there, 20% max health or current health damage.
Yeah, so you can see that kind of big glow around them is what that buff is. And AHaHaCiK actually did expire. He has Conqueror fully stacked.
Yeah,
but
good damage.
Does decide to back up as his abilities were on cooldown. And he is getting chunked out fairly low, but a lot of regen. You know, double rejuve bead plus the double Doran's Blade for the lifesteal here. You know, hold a Meek for that Q if you can get in the middle of the creep wave, and on Gragas, you have a lot of potential healing.
And he's kind of fine now. He traded health for mana at this point, so Clid is out of all-in potential, right? He's basically waiting for the mana pool to cast another Q, then he's back to 0 over and over again. And so he's not really in all-in range anymore, especially with Barrier up there, so able to finally, you know, get the rest of that shove. About 4 CS left in the wave means pretty much equal farm, and we're going to see, you know, the Tiamat or whatever come through on this first reset.
I'm curious to see what he's actually going to rush towards, right? Do you go Hex Drinker if you think the only way you can lose is an all-in? Do you go for a Shojin? It actually is Tiamat, which is interesting because yes, you can actually shove the wave faster, but is that really how it's going to be decided? And the pure 1v1 potential, you know, is lower, I think, on an ability, and I'd rather like that than something like the Hex Drinker, for example.
Yeah, I think I would agree that overall power is going to be behind Hex Drinker. There's like the small benefit of Tiamat letting you break out of your W animation sooner, so you do get like a little 1v1 power there. I still agree that is not the biggest 1v1 item. And you can see he's actually going to go for a really heavy trade and try to push him out. Oh, that's into the turret range. Ignite on that as well. Pop the ult. Does not use Barrier yet. And actually forces Clid off of that one. So good trade all the same. They do trade Ignites, but an extra flash down.
Yeah, that's huge. And potentially you could actually get turret blades here. Clid does come back to knock down the cannon to try to prevent that somewhat, but an AHaHaCiK should be able to get access to a turret plate or two.
Yeah.
Those first turret plates very easy to kill, and he does have Demolish. Mind you, Demolish is weaker on this map because these turrets are, you know, a little bit more than half the HP one on Summoner's Rift would be, so you would kind of just explode it. But looking like he's going to get 3 plates.
Yeah, forces one reset.
Be up a Summoner spell here, so that is, you know, really, really big. On his next reset after he pushes in this wave, if he gets cannon, he'll have a lot of gold, like a surprising amount of gold.
Yeah, I expect him to recall off this wave because of how much gold he's spending. But you can see, right, again, the point stands that he got the turret to about half HP right now and has yet to die. So you can int for like the, you know, like drop it by another third, int for the next plate, and then you know you're one wave away from winning the game.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, there is the potential of people bringing out things like Tristana or whatever. Sure, it would be weaker in that Ring of Fire, but if you go for that Siege type of strategy, you can potentially just end the game early. So he already had enough gold for a full BF. He's coming back with this, so maybe working towards a Shojin now.
Seems
I don't know if he is actually kind of timed it out and figured out if you can have enough gold for double Dorans plus Tiamat plus, you know, a full Shojin if you actually reach that gold before Ring of Fire spawns, or if he just wants to carry a lead, because he does know there's no flash available for Clid.
Yep. Decent damage again, and want to point out Bramble Vest, of course, added there as well. So anytime he actually goes to the auto attack, he loses all the healing, or at least half of it. And this is really aggressive trading here by Clid, knowing that AHaHaCiK doesn't really fight him back very well with all the armor he's got.
I mean, this build really does feel for Clid like he is playing more for the Ring of Fire, right? You know, you kind of lost that earlier trade. You can wait it out and play this tank style of strategy, because your ultimate becomes so much more powerful once the Ring of Fire is there. If you wait, you can knock him out into that, and that burn will do a tremendous amount of damage, potentially winning you that 1v1. And at that point, it's sudden death. There is no second kill needed. There is no turret kill needed.
You see barely landing the stun there, but on the way back, you know, goes for the Q heal, has to pop the barrier for this one, probably ults in for the first. He's saving the summoner, but at a certain point, you just want a barrier for the health pool gain. There he finally pops that one, forcing the E out, gets a bit of a heal back, but Clid still has a mana pool, so he can still go for that Q poke.
Yeah, Clid is actually playing this so well. You know, he's saving his body slam for when a slice gets used to then just back off and kind of belly bop him, poke him out. And he does get both the summoners there out of an AHaHaCiK. He should have his flash up here, you know, before either of those summoners come back from an AHaHaCiK. So, you know, Clid kind of fighting his way out of a summoner deficit, going to be in a good position, and at least the recall there does get punished.
I don't think he can fight for that health relic either, so that's kind of rough stuff. Clid doing really nicely. Want to again point out 100 CS is not a win condition anymore, so you don't have to care about that bottom scoreboard that much, other than to note that they have farmed pretty close to equal. Clid is going to reset here. He could have basically pushed for 300-something gold off of plates.
But Ring of Fire is coming soon, so he just wants to actually reset, make sure he's back out on the map, I think, immediately. You don't want to be caught, you know, walking out of base as that does spawn. And this is actually going to be, you know, working towards that leaders. Obviously, won't actually finish it, but
this is the last recall, basically.
Yeah, you know,
those are the items.
Stacking damage, the Madness passive is quite powerful, so we'll see if he can actually keep that up, potentially 10% more damage.
All right. 11 first. Is he going to go for one more reset? Looks like he's not, so here comes the Ring of Fire. All right, next kill wins. The turret's not likely to fall, so it's going to be about this fight.
Clid actually doesn't have his ultimate up yet. I don't know how quickly this closes, if Clid will have his ult back up. I think
almost a minute. I think he has it. He will have it.
Yeah, so by the time it gets to the middle, it does get smaller and smaller. I think the smallest it gets is about 500 units, I believe, from side to side. So, you know, you're pretty squished in there, and that is where Clid could look to actually just ult an AHaHaCiK out into the fire. So an AHaHaCiK's going to have to kind of pick his moment, but he needs to wait also on his ultimate and barrier.
All right, well, the cooldown's going to be up pretty soon. That's going to be able to be tied with Flash for actual meaningfulness. You can also, of course, shove the wave in, you know, push them back towards his side, which, of course, is going to be hard to farm when you can't go back to the fire. So here comes the ult. Here comes the fight. Big body slam comes in. A lot of wave clear on both sides. He's going for the fight before Explosive Cask would knock him into the fire. And he's still reasonably healthy. And the health bar is getting pretty low. With the barrier still available, pops it. Does he get a big kill? Is it enough to kill Clid? And AHaHaCiK takes him down.
Such a well-timed all-in. Yeah. Clid trying to save the ulti for that potential Ring of Fire knockout, where he would have won that all-in for sure. But AHaHaCiK finds the all-in timing there, takes down Clid, not allowing him to buy enough time. You know, that was really